Welcome to Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host, and I'm here with Lou Duhamel.
Yes.
And Lou's got an event that he'd like to talk about, and I'm kind of excited about this because it's going to help out a lot of people. And we're kind of on a short timetable. We're in about a month or so. We got this. It's a circus.
Yes, it's called the Boston Circus Guild, and the name of their show is called Thresholds. And it's not your typical circus like Barnum and Bailey's. It's more of like a Circus du Soleil type show, but on a smaller scale. Their performers are absolutely magnificent, and they also have a tremendous band that goes along with the show, a couple of very talented singers with the band, and just a tremendous show.
Where do they hail from? I mean,
they are in the Boston area, and they normally play in smaller venues, smaller theaters. And when I first went to see them, it was in a smaller theater. There was maybe 200 people there, and I was so impressed with the show. I wanted to bring these guys to Nashua. I ended up going to see 3 of their performances. I became friends with the gentleman that actually put all this together, and told him I wanted to bring him to Nashua, and he said he'd love to come to Nashua. And once I told him the size of the theater, he said, wow, we've never performed in a theater like that at all. We always do these smaller venues. And then when I brought him up here to look at the theater, his eyes lit right up. He goes, oh my God, this is tremendous. So they're very excited to come to Nashua. I'm very excited to have them come to Nashua.
Now, where is this going to be playing?
This is going to be performed at the Keefe Auditorium on Elm Street at the middle school.
Okay. Yep.
It's still the largest auditorium in the state. It holds over 1,500 people, and I'm hoping that I have 2 performances, a matinee show at 1 o'clock. And
is that bigger than the Palace Theater?
yes.
Is it, really?
Yes, it is.
You know, I've been in there once or twice. I think we were seeing The Man of La Mancha. I mean, this is way back. But I couldn't, the scale in my mind. Recently, I was at Elm Street for a high school band thing going on, and but you're right. There are more seats, but for some reason in my mind it didn't seem to be so big. But I guess that is.
And you also very rarely get to see the balcony. The balcony holds 400 people alone.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that one of my shows I can get a sellout. That would be a tremendous feat, because it's not too often you can sell that auditorium out.
Right.
I've been doing musical theater shows there for years, and we've never sold a full house out, so it's tough to do. Sure.
Well, you know, I want to encourage people, if they have time, it's September 22nd.
Yes.
To come to this show, because number one, it's a top A grade performance, but it also is going to raise money for.
It's going to raise money for Keystone Hall and for Corpus Christi, and if you're not familiar with those organizations, Corpus Christi helps out people in need, homeless people, people that are starving. They help children out. They feed people. They clothe people. They help house people.
That's a Catholic charity here local?
Yes, it is. Part of the division of the Catholic charity. And Keystone Hall is a substance abuse program. And with the way that the times are right now, there is a bigger need for that than ever.
Right.
And Keystone Hall has just recently moved into a new location, and I am part of that family.
Now they help people get into homes. They clothe people, or is that
Keystone Hall helps people with addiction problems, alcohol, drugs.
The Catholic charity one is the one that helps.
Yes, with the homeless
housing
and housing. And Keystone also does some of that also. If you're in their long-term programs, part of the program at the end is they try to get you back out into the community, and they help you trying to find work and place to live, and it's all part of their program. And it's a tremendous program. And they help thousands of struggling addicts and alcoholics out.
If somebody needed their help, how would they get in touch with Keystone? Is there a web address? You weren't prepared for this question, most likely.
No, but there's a website. You could get in touch with Harbor Homes. It's a division of Harbor Homes. There are phone numbers in the phone book. I can give you the number. The regular number is 881-4848, and there's several people that you can talk to there, and they really don't turn anybody away. I mean, sometimes you have to go on a waiting list because there's a large demand for this type of.
Now, are they for basically prescription or regular drug abuse, or is it there are other abuses that, I mean, if you're addicted to gambling, or are there?
Basically, it's alcohol and drugs.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Which devastates lives, and when people are finding themselves trapped, they need an outlet.
They do.
Yeah.
And they need help, and Keystone is there to help them. They do an amazing program they have, and like I said, I've been part of that program. I was a struggling addict for 42 years, and Keystone changed my life around, and it's I'm so in a much better place today. I've got things happening in my life. Look what I'm doing. I'm doing stuff like this now, and I would have never been able to do anything like this in the past, in the shape that I was in at the end. So it's like I'm a miracle, and they helped get this miracle started. And
you know, it's amazing how these programs do help. Tracy and I were at Hampton Beach not too long ago, my fiance, and we were we saw this big crowd on the beach, and they were all in a big circle. And I looked at her, I said, you know, you bet, that's probably an AA group or something. And because they were all clapping, and she's looking at me, what are you talking about? So we walked over to the group, and you know, they started at 42 years. Sober, 42 years, and everybody starts clapping. They go down to 7 hours. But you could see the support, and you could see the weathered faces. People had some hard times.
Yes.
And these organizations help people come out of that because they are trapped. They can't help themselves. They're beat down. And you know, a lot of people out there can thumb their noses. But this happens to good people. It happens to the doctors. It happens to people, psychologists, anybody. They can get trapped in this whole addiction, and it'll bring them down. You'd be surprised at how many people need this help. But pride seems to pull, you know.
Pride and ego, and
right.
and yes, this disease is not. It goes after everybody, like you said. It's
So let's talk a little bit more about the performances. So this is like a Band de Soleil. How do you say that word?
Circus du Soleil
Circus
type show. Yes, if you've ever seen the Circus du Soleil, I mean,
that's acrobats and
there's acrobats, there's contortionists, there's high wire acts. There's a little bit of everything, and these people that put it on are like the most professional people. Like I said, I've been to see the show 3 times, and I've been in awe every time. It's been an amazing performance. And you can hear a pin drop. There isn't a thing going on. Everybody is so focused on what's going on. It's just some great, great stuff. I've lived in Nashua all my life, and I've never seen a show like this come to Nashua. So I'm real excited to be bringing the show to Nashua. It's a great family show, something that you can do as a family, which is not a lot of stuff going on for families today.
Right.
But it's also something for everyone. I'm going to the nursing homes, inviting nursing homes, from young kids to, you know, seniors.
Right.
It's just there's something for everyone.
So how long does the show last? About an hour, 2 hours?
It's going to be about an hour-and-a-half show, and then there's going to be some music to open up the show with, probably about 15, 20. So it's going to be close to 2 hours in all, with an intermission. So, and then I'm trying to set up outside of the event. I'm going to have some vendors set up to give it more of that circus feeling.
Right.
You know, cotton candy, ice cones, face painting, different stuff like that. So some stuff for the kids, and to give it more of that circus appeal. And this is one of the sayings that I've got from the circus that really I thought was pretty unique. It says, "Throw your heart into tension, surprise, fear, and delight of the circus." And I mean, it's all of that. You know?
And they know what this is going to be benefiting to on top of that.
They know that, and they've given me an incredible price because they know I'm doing this benefit to help people out. And
now you're active in other theater here too in Nashua.
Yes, I'm also heavily involved in actor-singers. I've been involved in actor-singers for about, I'd say about 17 years now. And
locally? Where?
Right here in Nashville, we have our own building on Lake Street, but we also perform our 2 major shows every year at this Keefe Auditorium.
Okay.
And we also have a teen group and an adolescent group. And a good friend of mine, her name is Kathy Lovering, and myself actually started the Teen Actor Singers group. And we just finished the summer show, which was Grease, and we had like a sellout on almost every show. The kids were amazing. We had an incredibly talented group of teenagers.
Well, that's funny. We were just watching that. Bought it on demand for the kids, and it's amazing how they were glued to that. They watch iCarly and all that kind of stuff. But when Grease got on there, they loved it. So it's still entertaining after all these years.
Yes, it is.
But the play, it must have been fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking off camera and how that usually when you build up, you go through these plays, and at the end of it, when they're all over, there's this is depression because it's done. You know, there's this.
It's done, and these people that you've been working with on the show for 2, 3, sometimes 4 months now, you're not going to get to see them again. Probably, maybe never. You know,
Right.
it's it's
next
a
show.
big letdown until the next show.
So what do you have planned for shows coming up?
The next show we're doing coming up, I believe it's in November, is Annie, which is a great family show.
Oh, yeah.
It hasn't been done in this area for quite a while now, so we're really looking forward to that. We get some tremendous people involved. And one other thing I wanted to mention about the show is I did mention that they had a band, an orchestra, and they have a couple of female singers. Well, my daughter is an amazing singer and dancer, and I got her the chance to audition to become part of this circus, and she is going to be performing here for the first time with this circus, and she is thrilled, and the band is thrilled to have her. The gentleman that was in charge that did her audition was floored when she did her audition, and he only had a small spot for her in the beginning, but after he heard her audition, he wants her involved 100%. So everybody is just so excited, and she's excited to be performing in front of her home crowd, which she doesn't get the opportunity to do too often.
Right.
And so it's going to be a big thing for her, and for me to be able to work with her, that's huge. I just enjoy that. I love that so much.
I'm sure you're proud.
I'm so proud of her. She's an incredible young woman, and she's going to get to showcase her talent, and I know she'll be turning a lot of heads because she's just quite the performer, and she gets up on that stage and just has amazing stage presence and just seems to take over. And
There's something about it.
It's just, it really is.
I'm a little guy performer. I've done little band type of stuff, but you feed off the crowd.
Yes, you do.
Especially if they're enjoying it. Then you just light up.
Yeah.
Something comes out of it.
I've always asked her, don't you get butterflies in your stomach before you get up there? She said, no, Dad, I love being on that stage.
Right.
So it's
That's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people, they're terrified. They get up there, they see the lights, they freeze. But, okay, so the name of the program again, one more time, is?
It's the name of the group is called the Boston Circus Guild, and the show is called Threshold. And it's a show of not only of their performance, but of their love for what they're doing and their love for each other. I mean, you become a close-knit group when you're doing performances and rehearsing. They're together all the time, year-round. So they're always doing rehearsals. It's not like when you do a theater show and you get 2 or 3 months and then you're all done. These people are together forever.
It's their lifestyle.
It's their lifestyle, and you can see it on stage. I mean, they're so close, and the love for each other and the love for what they're doing, and the show is just amazing. So,
how do people buy tickets?
there are 3 ways to buy tickets. There is a box on the poster or the flyer itself that you can scan with your phone. It's modern technology.
Right.
There are 3 numbers you can call on the poster to get tickets, and there is also another box with Genesis Theater, and if you go online under Genesis Theater, you can purchase tickets online.
Could you read those numbers to our guests as far as to purchase tickets?
Sure. First number is my number. It's 809-6772. The second number is Ricky's number. It's 943-1503. And Ricky is like my tech director for the show. We'll be working with their tech directing team and our tech team, which is real nice to be able to do. And the third person is Howie, who has been also helping me in theater and different events for years now, and his number is 770-3163.
Okay.
So there's several ways you can purchase tickets. It is general admission, and there is a reason for that. Because I'm going to have vendors and stuff set up outside, I figured if I did general admission, people would start getting there early and being able to enjoy some of the other things,
Right.
and not having to rush at the last minute. And so that's basically why I did general admission.
Where can you find some of these posters?
They're still being put up all over the place, up and down Main Street, up and down DW Highway, the libraries, churches, schools, businesses, gas stations, convenience stores.
Are they in the Hannafords or Market Baskets at all?
Yeah, I've just put one up, a couple up in Shaw's yesterday, and I've got a good team of people from Corpus Christi helping me put posters up all over the city.
You're competing with all these political signs that are out there.
I know, it's rough.
This is good, though, right?
And there's a lot of other things going on. I mean, it's the time of year for fairs. All the fairs are going on.
Right.
And also, it's getting back to school time.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to help me in the long run, because I'm putting posters up in schools, and it's a great family thing. So kids are going to be excited about something like this, I think, and hopefully we'll get to see a lot of families there. So that's
okay. Great. Well, I want to thank the listeners for watching the show, and please be part of this. Please come to this. It's September 22nd. It's for a very good cause, and you're going to enjoy yourself as well. And I really appreciate you coming on the show and telling us about this, and for everything that you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I really
right.
appreciate the help you're giving me also.
All right.
Because it takes a team, it takes publicity. That's the most important part, to get the word out there. And you guys have been tremendous, and I really appreciate it.
All right. Well,
thank you very much.
all right. God bless.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for watching Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard. Please join this group or see the show. Until next week.